Hey, it's Ryan Kelly. You are on the layover today. We're in Orlando, Florida, one of my favorite places to be. I used to work at Disney once upon a time. And we're here, well, before a hurricane comes. It's kind of sunny out there right now, but probably by this time tomorrow, I'm not going to want to be outside. At least, maybe if the hurricane misses us, we're going to get a lot of rain at least. So we're going to check it out this afternoon. Maybe go down to Disney Springs and see a couple things. We might need to wait before we start our trip. Some heavy rain moving in, but just like everything in Central Florida, it's gonna pass and we'll have a window of opportunity to get on a bus and get out of this place and check out some things. On that side, rain. Over here, sunshine. I think it's gonna clear up, so let's get going. It's going to take us a couple different buses to get down to Disney Springs. First, this is the iRide. It goes on International Drive. I got it right outside my hotel. Going to take it down to just in front of SeaWorld. We'll catch the number 50 from Lynx. Total cost $4, much cheaper than a cab. Over in the distance over there is SeaWorld. It's not a bad park. You want to check it out sometime, but we're still walking to our bus stop. In fact, I just missed a bus, not because of looking at SeaWorld. I was going to make that bus anyways. That's the bus I needed. Hopefully the next one's not going to take too long. And hopefully it doesn't rain again on me. I think I'm planned to go out into a window here of dry skies. I'm expecting some tropical storm winds off the leading edge of Hurricane Dorian out there off the coast. But let's not worry about that. Let's have some fun.
Ahora disponible en el app o Google Play Store.
Here we are. We made it to Disney Springs. Looks cloudy out there. See if we can enjoy some of it before the rain happens. Well, as you can see, it started raining again, as predicted, so we made it inside the world of Disney. We're gonna take a look around here. Hopefully I don't make you too dizzy as I walk around. I got this gift card I got for my birthday, and I've been to a Disney store, a couple of them around the country, but I knew if I really wanted my fair share of selection, at least as far as in-store visits as opposed to online shopping, there's only, well, two places to go to, and that's the World of Disney, either here in Florida or the one in California, and this happens to be in Florida today, so we're going to check out the World of Disney store. This is like the biggest Disney store, and actually a proper Disney store. Like the other Disney stores you find in malls throughout the country, they're nice, but they're more geared for kids. They got, lots of stuff for your kids, which is great because that's who you're probably usually going to shop for Disney stuff. But I come from the old school mentality that Disney is about the word family, which involves not just kids, but big kids and adults and grandma, grandpa, etc., the whole clan. So You can't find that at the Disney store. You might find one or two shelves with maybe a coffee mug or something pointless at a Disney store. But if you come to the world of Disney, well, they got everything for everyone. Well, for the most part. In years past, I had more cool stuff like blenders and toasters and waffle makers. I haven't found any of those yet wandering through this store because I looked a little bit before I started shooting here, but they still got a fair mixture, so I'll still give them credit, and I'm sure online I can find that Mickey Mouse toaster if I still really want to. So, hey, we'll walk around, give you the selection of what they have as far as September of, what are we at, 2019, when this is being shot. Look at all those dolls up there. It looks like a scene from the former Great Movie Ride up there, if you know what I'm talking about. So, take a look, see if there's anything you want. I'm not going to get it for you, because I don't have much money, and two, by the time you see this video, I won't be down here anyways. But hey, you come check it out. I'll just keep walking around, let you soak it all in. My apologies if you're getting some weird angles during this video footage. I do my best when I film not to put the camera directly in people's faces, trying to mostly show you the merchandise. There is kind of an unspoken legal agreement that when you are out in public, especially someplace like Disney World where everyone's got cameras and taking videos and photos, that you may or may not appear on someone else's footage. You ever wonder when you go on vacation how many hundreds of videotapes in other families you spontaneously appear? It's just a weird thought. So if you're getting a little dizzy, getting some weird angles, I'm just trying not to, show people for long periods of time and mostly show you all the cool stuff in the store. By the way, Galaxy's Edge now open in Disney's Hollywood Studios. They got this large section here in the world of Disney. Of course, it's open out in California as well at Disneyland, and now open in Florida. I'm not sure how the crowds are currently with the storms, with Hurricane Dorian. I'm not going to the parks during this trip. I'm being Mr. Frugal, and I'm doing everything I can for free. And Disney Springs is one of those free attractions you can come visit. And of course, I only spent $4 to get from my hotel to here. As I mentioned, much cheaper than an Uber or a cab. Lots of stuff, lots of unique stuff in the Disney stores here. The world of Disney. The more unique items you can find in the theme parks itself. Some things you can't find anywhere else. Check out this 50th anniversary Doom Buggy. 50 years Haunted Mansion out in Disneyland opened in 1969. And then a couple years later here in Florida, opening day attraction at the Magic Kingdom in 1971. But I was mentioning lots of unique things you can only find in the theme parks. But most of everything they have in the theme parks you can also find here at the World of Disney. So if you get your last minute souvenirs on the way out. Halloween's around the corner. Check out the Halloween section. Lots of cool stuff. Of course, this will be all Christmas soon. They also have a Christmas store open year-round here at Disney Springs. But so far I haven't really found anything I want to spend my gift card on, so we might go check out a resort and check out the stores over there. Shopping as far as the eye can see. Actually, I haven't been here since the remodeled. Looks nice, but too many stores. And of course, this used to say Pleasure Island back in the day, and across this bridge is where all the clubs were. I guess clubbing's not child-friendly for family vacations, but hey, back to the whole family concept, something for teenagers and adults to do. I like it. I liked it when it used to exist. There's the boats. We're gonna get on one of those and we're gonna go check out Port Orleans, Riverside, and French Quarter. One of my favorites here at the Walt Disney World Resort. It's beautiful. Love it out there. So let's get on that boat. Let's check it out. Well, not that boat. Another boat. That one's leaving. We're coming up on Disney's Port Orleans French Quarter, and first resort of the first accommodations of the Port Orleans Resort area, which now consists of two sections: French Quarter, followed by Riverside. Originally, these two were actually separate entities, separate resorts. French Quarter opening in May of 1991. As you can tell as we pass the buildings here along the river, it's really inspired by the French Quarter of New Orleans. I say New Orleans over New Orleans. I think it has a nice, more charm to it. It's a beautiful resort. I've stayed here once before. You get a little bit of that New Orleans vibe, as much as you can for where you're at. Of course, nothing replaces real New Orleans. You should check it out sometime. Just don't go during Mardi Gras. You'll hate yourself. It's so busy, but so much fun at the same time. They have a boat landing here as well. We're going to bypass it for now. We're going to go first stop at Riverside. I'll tell you a little bit about that place as we come up to it. You can catch the boat back and forth from French Quarter and Port Orleans Riverside and go back down to Disney Springs and all the shopping and restaurants there if you want. Of course, there's also Disney's bus service that you can catch as well, so it really depends on your mood. I enjoyed the view along the river. There are a couple other resorts, some vacation clubs back and forth on the river, and some golf courses you pass. I think it's really nice and relaxing. Just keep in mind if there's inclement weather that the boats are not running during those times, so you will have to catch the buses. And also the boats stop running. I think the last one leaves Disney Springs at 11:30 p.m. at night. So if you're doing something late there, which, since there's no more Pleasure Island, I guess you're not going to be there too late, not clubbing anymore. But if for some reason you are there late, after 11:30 p.m., you do have to catch the buses to get back to the resorts over here. Also some wrought iron, and I just love the look of the whole place. Also, you don't see it right now, probably because of the bad weather in the area, but they do have horse-drawn carriage rides. They go back and forth on this walkway where those people are walking right there. And it's a nice relaxing time, and in the lounge and everything, the restaurants. Actually, there's no restaurant here. You have to go to Riverside for a restaurant. They have a quick service, but sometimes you'll catch some live jazz music here as well. This walkway that we've seen people walking on as well, you can walk back and forth between the French Quarter, where we're currently passing still, and to Riverside, where we are going here shortly. So you don't have to take the boat or a bus. You can walk back and forth, and they're really close to each other. And we're going to pass under this bridge, and we'll be at Riverside. And after you pass under the bridge, you come up to Port Orleans Riverside. Really quick transition. This resort was built in 1992. It opened just a year after the French Quarter did. And as I mentioned, they used to be separate entities, next door neighbors but separate entities. It was the French Quarter, and this was known as Dixie Landing. It has more of the, I don't know, southern plantation feel to it, kind of regal. I don't know what to call it. It's definitely a different vibe, as you can tell as you pass these buildings. Look like former mansions and plantation estates, state homes, whatever you want to call them. Different feel. More slowed down feel than the vibrant colors and music of French Quarter. So you pick your flavor, what you like. Lots of walking trails around here as well. I believe back in 2001, sometime around that period, the French Quarter and Dixie Landing, they started to take over the entire umbrella of Port Orleans, and that's when you had your two main resorts under the Port Orleans umbrella, French Quarter, and then now Port Orleans Riverside. And that's when it kind of became one entire entity. Still separate bookings in the moderate resort category if you're booking our French Quarter and Riverside, but still underneath that large title. I'm not sure what the reasoning for that behind that was, but I guess maybe because they're so close to each other, and they are a little bit smaller resorts than some of the other moderate sized resorts. I think they just kind of combine it. That's a speculation. I can't tell you for sure. I love this place though. Lots of water, lots of walking, great atmosphere. In fact, over here are some docks. You can actually rent some boats for yourself if you want to go up and down the river here that takes you to the various resorts and Disney Springs. This is the first Disney World resort I stayed at with my family and I when I was senior year of high school. Back in, I think, 03 we stayed here. But we're going to get docked here and we'll go take a look. We're looking for that exclusive item I'm looking for at a gift shop somewhere. I got to spend that gift card still, so we'll get out and check it out. And the theming continues from the outside to the inside with that water wheel that turns the apparatus here to serve the purposes of the Riverside Mill. Well, it's not actually a mill, it's just some of that inclusive Disney theming for the resort here. This Riverside Mill is actually where the food court is for the Riverside Resort. Lots of great theming here. I love it.
What is the ratio? I gotta take a picture of that.
Well, we're inside the foyer, I suppose. Not quite the registration area, but we're going into Fulton's here. This is the gift shop for Port Orleans Riverside. They got their Halloween decorations out as well. You can find, as I mentioned earlier, while we were at the World of Disney, you could find things you could find at the World of Disney as well, but there are some exclusive items at each resort. This one has a little more dinnerware and plates and some fancy aprons and some other things that I didn't see at the World of Disney. So while you can find most things at Disney Springs, you will still find exclusive items at the various theme parks and various resorts. So that's why I definitely wanted to come to one of my favorites and check out the selection. Give you a quick tour. They got some animatronics. Well, these aren't animatronics. Some moving figurines in all these different gift shops around the Walt Disney World Resort, themed to the specific resort. Here, Huey, Dewey, and Louie were themed for the Dixie Landing / Riverside. And we got some other characters here coming up. Sorry, thanks. Definitely not as large as the World of Disney, but you wouldn't expect it to be here at the resort. But still has charm, more charm than the World of Disney, and some exclusive items. But, still not seeing anything I exactly want, so we'll probably check out at least the French Quarter on our way back to Disney Springs here in a bit. I just love the registrations front desk lobby area of this resort and many of the resorts around Disney. I was looking for the word to describe Riverside earlier, and I was kind of Googling in between shots here. And to really describe it, Riverside's themed like the antebellum South along the Mississippi River, while French Quarter is more, of course, New Orleans style. So a couple different themes. Speaking of New Orleans, there's Tatiana from the Princess and the Frog. They have a whole section kind of themed after her here at Riverside. You'd think it'd be at French Quarter because of the New Orleans tie-in, but that's all right. It's all Port Orleans overall, so it works on either side. Gorgeous down here. Love it. It's beautiful. And as I mentioned, you can walk back and forth between the French Quarter and Riverside. Currently still at Riverside. We're making our way back to the French Quarter along this walking path here. You could rent Surrey bikes from Riverside, but you can't take them to the French Quarter. You have to stop at a certain point. I'm not sure if that's a theming thing or a logistics thing, but you might see some of those people riding those bikes here and there. And with just a short walk, we find a slight theming change, and we're over at the French Quarter. And here's the main lobby entrance area of Port Orleans French Quarter. As you can see, a little bit different than the Riverside theming. Nonetheless, very attractive in its own way. It's got that New Orleans feel. We're going to go into Floatworks here, Sassagoula Company. This is actually where the food court is. And the whole theming about this food court is this is a warehouse where they store all the Mardi Gras floats and decorations when Mardi Gras is not going on. So you see these oversized decorations up here. That's the theming. Riverside was themed as a mill, and French Quarter is themed as a storage warehouse for Mardi Gras. So there's little things you need to pick up on when you go to Disney. Nothing can be just a food court. It's got to be more immersive than that. I think the ceiling used to be higher in here, if I remember right. I'm not sure if they remodeled over the years. Something looks different. I thought it used to be a little bit taller in here. Nonetheless, still has the theming though. And here's the registration area of French Quarter. Has its own charm about it. Like a lot of people getting ready to check in. I'm not sure what they're going to do tomorrow if the hurricane comes in. But here is Jackson Square and the store, the gift shop, as they say in Disney, for French Quarter. Same Halloween stuff, so there you go, a little repeat of merchandise. But I'm still looking to use that gift card. More Mardi Gras theming here. Is that Chip and Dale? I'm not sure if I see anything I want. This is my last stop before I need to get back to my hotel for the night. Got to worry about that weather out there. But I'll keep looking here. See what they got. Mannequin bodies, lower halves, Mardi Gras themed. I'm not sure what those decorations are about. Why is it just the lower half? I don't get that. Oh well. Well, I didn't see anything over at Jackson Square that I exactly wanted, so unfortunately still got that gift card in my pocket, but there's a lot more places around Disney to check out. Of course, there's the website as well. You can find anything you want online. But however, I got to keep an eye on Hurricane Dorian, and I need to get my way back to my hotel, which is not on Disney property. I'm down here for something else, so I just made that adventure down here with those buses, so I need to reverse my trip and get back to my hotel before it starts raining again. So probably going to be signing off here, plus my battery's dying on my phone here I've been recording with. So I'll give you some parting shots of Disney's French Quarter, and we'll check in again on another time on a layover somewhere else. Maybe it's Disney, maybe it's somewhere else in the world. You never know where I might be next, so tune in next time. Hit subscribe if you want to get updates on videos or whatnot. Or you don't have to. You just find me when you find me. Thanks for joining me on my layover in Orlando, and specifically Disney Springs, Port Orleans Riverside, and the French Quarter. I'll catch you another time.